Ashin of the North. Prior to the events of the first season, Ashin lives in the northern village of Seong-Hun with her ailing mother, and her father, Tahab, who is one of the Jurchen people living in Joseon and also the head of their settlement. Tensions are high between Joseon, already straining under the Japanese threat on the other side of the country, and the Jurchen border tribes of Pajewi, who have gathered their army at the basin of the Pajero River. When 15 Pajewi Jurchens enter the forbidden area known as Pyesagun to illegally gather wild ginseng, they are found killed in a gruesome manner. It is revealed that Cho Bmil, a high-ranking member of the Hwoncho clan, orchestrated the deaths of the Jurchens. The deputy commander of the Chupajin group, Min Chirok, is tasked to investigate the deaths of the Jurchen. After discovering Cho's involvement in the killings, he travels to Seong-Hun to conduct damage control and prevent a conflict against the kingdom by the Pajewi. Later, Min Chirok spreads the message that the deaths were due to a tiger attack, but some villagers remain skeptical. During a meeting with Tahab, the commander requests him to travel to the Pajewi and tell them of the tiger attack. Tahab, hoping that his actions will grant Seong-Hun governmental representation and improve the lives of its people. This is later revealed to be a ruse conspired by the commander to strategically protect the interests of the kingdom. On a hunt for the alleged tiger, which leads to the death of some hunters from a zombified tiger that is also killed, the commander encounters some Pajewi soldiers and informs them that the attackers of the Pajewi men were killed by the villagers of Seong-Hun. This act later diverts the Pajewi's hostility towards the Seong-Hun. Afterwards, the Pajewi, led by Aidagan, attacks Seong-Hun at night, massacring the inhabitants except Ashin, who had found the resurrection plant in a hidden cave shrine and reads the ancient mural to understand its properties and effects, intending to help her ill mother. She returns to the now razed villages and the hanged corpses of its inhabitants, including her family except for her father, who is taken by the Pajewi. Ashin goes to the commander and begs for a chance to avenge her family. He places her in a garrison, where she performs odd jobs and is sexually abused by soldiers while training in the forests. Years later, she is ordered by the commander to spy on the Pajewi. While infiltrating the Pajewi camp, Ashin finds her father imprisoned, with his limbs amputated. Tahab begs his daughter to kill him to end his misery. Ashin complies and sets the camp on fire before going back to the garrison. Prior to her return, the commander is summoned to the south to deal with the war against the Japanese forces, leaving his second-in-command and soldiers behind. Soon after, Ashin reads the records inside the commander's hut, implicating the commander in framing the Seong-Hun for the Jurchen deaths at Pyesagun, leading to the massacre of her village, leading her to take revenge. At night, she kills several Joseon soldiers as they sleep and uses the resurrection plant to reanimate them as zombies. While the zombies rampage around the camp, Ashin kills soldiers who try to escape with her arrows. Using the last soldier as bait, she attracts the zombies together and then burns them, effectively killing all the soldiers and zombies in the camp. Ashin then drags a sack back to her village which looks normal. She then enters her old house which is filled with her family and neighbors before she is awakened to zombie snarls, which brings her to the present where the village is burned down and the house is filled with zombies chained to the back of the house. It is revealed that after the massacre of her village, she had converted her family and the villagers into zombies. Ashin had been feeding them animals for years but felt that they deserved better food and feed them a soldier whom she had placed in the sack. She then vows to wipe out every living thing in Joseon and among the Jurchen to avenge her village and join the undead when she is done. Ashin leaves to meet Lee Seung-Hui, the royal physician at the border in Uaji, and sells him the resurrection plant. Afterwards, Ashin encounters Aidagan and his army. As they approach Ashin, she fires an arrow at them.